Hey, good afternoon. Today we got some tri-tips going down on the Salt City Drum Smoker, and we're going to walk you through how to prep these bad boys and get them seasoned up. A couple of seasons that we like to use, and then we'll get them on the smoker here in a little bit. So I like to get these things seasoned up, a few hours before I'm going to put them on the smoker. So it's about 12:30 right now. And we're gonna probably put them on somewhere. They're probably about an hour and a half cook. So we want to eat at 5, so we'll put them on at 3:30ish or so. The way we're gonna be cooking these ones today we're not gonna take them up to like a brisket style. We're gonna cook them more like a steak. We'll finish them in a 135, 140 range, and then slice them up. So let's start with this. Is a tri-tip right here. These are some Double R Ranch tri-tips that we got. They're pretty good looking. They're not a Wagyu kind of grade or anything like that. So, but there's a little bit of internal marbling and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons why you don't want to take these things up to. You can take them up to like a brisket finish temperature, that 200 or so. But I like cooking them like a steak. I think that's the proper way to cook them. That's how I enjoy them, but each to their own. That video will probably be another video. Like I said, today we're just gonna take these and finish them right around that 135, 145-ish range. So, all right, so we got a tri-tip here. One thing that you're gonna get on all these things, there's gonna be like a little cyst. You can kind of see right here on every single one of these things. It's pretty common that you're going to find that. We want to get that cleaned out. We don't want to cook that. We don't want to serve that. These have been trimmed up pretty nicely as they are. So there's not a whole lot of trim that we're going to do on these. I'm going to trim some of this off, but we're definitely going to take these little cysts out. So ucky suckies. This one's real nasty. Look at that big old blood clot. You don't want to serve that to somebody, so let's get some fresh meat out of here. Get some of the silver skin off here so we can get some seasoning on it. That one's pretty good to go. That one's pretty trimmed up already, so this one's got some stuff on it here. We'll get this off. I want to leave some of this fat on here. I don't want to take it all out because it's going to give me a little bit of moisture, give me a little bit of flavor and stuff like that as I'm cooking. But I also don't want anything. Some people trim these things all the way down. They'll take all the fat completely off them. You can do that. I just like the flat when, we're gonna cook this thing without the actual diffuser plate in. So we're gonna get that meat, the juices, that fat and everything dripping right on the fire and give us some really nice flavor there that way. So this is one of the only things with the Salt City Drum Smoker that I don't use a diffuser plate with. Everything else we'll get some of these little ends off. Everything else I use a diffuser plate with. This it's a little bit different. Tri-tip, especially out here on the West Coast, is fairly easy to find. You're not going to really have to ask. You can pretty much walk into any place that sells meat, grocery store, butcher shop, and stuff like that out here on the West Coast. You're going to be able to find it. East Coast, it gets a little bit trickier. It's not quite as popular out there. is what it is here, but you can still find it, and just ask your butcher for it. Just tell me you want some tri-tip. So when you look at this thing, get the silver skin off here. So this presents a little bit of a challenge when you're slicing. When you look at grain, you got your grain the grain kind of goes a weird way, and then there's kind of a muscle on top of a muscle here. So when you do slice it, there's a little bit of a trick to slicing this when it's finished. So the rubs we're going to be using today, we're going to see we're cooking this like a steak. I'm going to use a lot of salt-based rubs and a couple here that I really like. Get this last one trimmed up, and we'll move on here. One thing I don't have out on this table right now is a binder. I like to use a binder. We're going to use some olive oil today. You can use olive oil, you can use mustard. You're not going to taste the mustard even on a short cook like this. You shouldn't, because we're going to cook it pretty dang hot. So some real thick silver skin right here. It's a fats flavor, so I don't want to get all that out. I'll leave some of that. It's really getting the nasties out of it. So we're going to kind of do these two different ways. So what I have here, as far as briskets go, not briskets, but as far as tri-tip go, I have a brisket rub here. This is a sweet smoke Q. If it moves, it's got a lot of garlic in it. It's got a lot of great color. And it's also got some coffee in it. So it's kind of a coffee base. It's got some onion, garlic, those kind of things. It's got everything kind of based in. It's got some sugar too. So it gives you a pretty nice bark when you're doing a brisket, and it's really good on these tri-tips. And so we're going to do two of them with that. And again, that was Sweet Smoke Q, If It Moves. And then we're going to use two rubs on these other two. So we have Famous Dave's steak and burger seasoning. I really like this. A lot of guys are using that White Lightning and stuff like that. This stuff is very similar to it. I like it. And then we're also going to use the Traeger Prime Rib Rub. This thing's got a lot of salt, rosemary, garlic. It's got a lot of great flavors in it. It's a pretty good rub. It's really probably one of their better rubs, and it's really the only one that I use. I'll give credit when it's due. This one's pretty good. Try it out. Not using a whole lot of oil here, just a little bit. You can use peanut oil. I like peanut oil, to be honest with you, a little bit better than olive oil. I don't have any, and I'm not going to run this store we don't use peanut oil a whole lot anyways. But I was cooking like a comp or something like that, in an SEA comp or something where, you know, you could throw a tri-tip, you know, any kind of meat or cook's choice. I'd be using some peanut oil over olive oil. We just want the rub to stick to this. That's all we want. Yeah, like that. Get this junk out of the way. There we go. Got my clean hand here still. Well, somewhat clean. Let's change the glove out. There we go. Okay. So here we go. Sweet smoked Q, if it moves. Great texture to this. Got some nice pepper in it. Garlic, onion, coffee, sugar. It's a very, very unique rub. This stuff goes wonderful with your A9 briskets. This rub was designed and built by Jim for those A9s, and it does really well out there on the comp circuit on A9s, and it also it's just a good all-around rub for things like this. There we go. Got that covered up pretty nice. Nice real thick coat of that. And then we're gonna put a layer of this down. Now this stuff is a little potent. You gotta be careful with it here. I should change my glove out. We're gonna get a little bit of that sweet smoked Q, if it moves, in here. It's alright though. I don't think anybody's gonna mind. And again, this is Famous Dave's steak and burger seasoning. Really nice. So yep, we're just gonna put a layer of that down. Then we're gonna come back through with that Traeger prime rib rub here. Like I said, it's got that rosemary, it's got garlic, it's got, you know, it's also got some big sugars in it, like the Sweet Smoked Q does. Some herbs. It's a good one. So you never rub the meat, we're just kind of patting it, getting it set. We're going super heavy on this one. We definitely went heavier on that one over there. That rub just, it likes to go, it's kind of the more the merrier kind of thing, where this, don't quite need as much. So there we go. So we're gonna let these set. We're gonna put these in the pan right back here. We'll let those sit for a couple hours, put them back in the refrigerator, let them sit for a couple hours, sweat out. And next time you see us, we'll be out that, we got a new Salt City drum smoker, a black one instead of the orange one. We'll be out that one, getting that one all ready to go. Hey, welcome back to Drum Smoker TV. And today, we prepped some tri-tips. We got 4 of them. Prepped them with 2 different rubs. and everything like that. But it's time to go in the smoker. It's about 3:30 right now. We're trying to eat dinner right around 5 o'clock. We have the drum running. She's pouring right around 350, 360 right there. And then we are also cooking with no diffuser plate. This is one of the only proteins that I cook on this thing without a diffuser plate. I want those juices, you know, going straight into the fire basket and creating, you know, vaporizing, creating some flavor and stuff like that. We're really trying to cook this like a steak, like I mentioned before. And I think cooking without diffuser plate is just a way to go with tri-tip. So as far as wood, today we're using post oak, and we're using Fogo charcoal as always. Welcome to the show here, Barbecue Blue. But yeah, so let's get these things on. Okay, the other part of this is we are cooking on the lower Iraq setting here. Yeah, nice sizzle right there. I'll get these in here. So the two that I just put on were the Sweet Smoke Q, If It Moves, and then these two right here that are going on last were the two that had the Famous Days steak and burger seasoning and the Traeger prime rib rub. So we're just gonna let those things go right there, and we'll check them probably in about 45 minutes. I'll start checking temperatures on them, even though I know they're probably not going to be close. I'll start probing them, but yeah, we're trying to 135, 145 is what we're trying to get a finished temperature on. Hey, welcome back. So it's been an hour. The tri-tips have been on, and we are going to start checking for temperature. And every 25 minutes or so, over the course of this last hour, I have been rotating them and just trying to keep them even and everything like that. So as far as how they're cooking and everything, because we don't have the diffuser plate in there. The diffuser plate really evens out your temperatures throughout the whole cook chamber and ensures you have a even cook. But see, we don't have that in there. We gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Rotate them a little bit here. So when I'm rotating them, all I'm doing is doing like quarter turn, checking, making sure that they're not burning or anything like that. You know, flipping them here. So we'll do internal temperature. We want these to be done a little bit early because we would like a rest. Oh, they're done. Oh yeah, we actually overshot. Oh yeah. So we're gonna pull these, let these rest, and call it a day. That's tri-tip. Next time you see me, we'll be slicing these things up. All right, so the tri-tip came off the smoker and we let it rest for 15 minutes here, and now we're gonna slice it. So slicing it, it's kind of almost like a brisket in some aspects because you got two different muscles and the grain is going two different directions. So if you look at it right here, you're gonna have grain that's going like this, and then you have over here. So we're gonna slice over here, and then we're gonna slice to right about there, like this. So let's get into this. The other thing is too, is you gotta slice this a little on the thinner side, just so you can get the tenderness on that. Okay, look at that, it's nice and juicy. Okay, so then you just come over here, do this. Yeah, there you go. how good. That is on point. So anyways, that's a tri-tip. So what kind of overview? Yep, Blue, get down. So we used a nice tri-tip from Double R Ranch, and we used a couple different seasonings on it. We used Sweet Smoke Q on 2 of them. They're If It Moves, and then we also used the Famous Dave's steak and burger seasoning, along with some of the Traeger prime rib seasoning with that too. And we cooked at about 325 degrees over direct coals to give it that nice char, smoky flavor with post oak, Fogo charcoal. And they went about an hour or so. And they were ready to go. Let them rest for 15 to 20 minutes, and voila, let's try tip.